Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Apex podcast. I think this is the fourth one that we've done. Are gonna put on YouTube. I don't know if we did one on Twitch and then didn't put it on YouTube or not, but
I think it was we did one, but the audio quality was like all jacked up.
that might have been it.
'Cause I think it was like me, Jackson, and TJ or something.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the audio was like real
Yeah.
bad.
Anyways, this will be the fourth episode going up on our YouTube. It's been a hot minute because. Go ahead, Kyle.
Because of all the high school streaming we did from
Yeah.
the fall until now. We covered high school sports for 3 schools, 60 plus games this winter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were allocating our resources elsewhere
So like
in time.
these cameras and like that computer and this switcher.
Yeah.
So we have all this gear now because of doing it. Like we've improved our setup quite a bit because we have four of these really nice cameras now. We're gonna be using them around the shop, and then also this laptop is useful for me doing editing and stuff, and these switchers are really nice. So got a lot of good gear out of it basically.
Yeah. Plus we help get those games out there. People can
Yeah.
go, especially in the
And-
gymnasiums in the winter.
And we were successful in raising a lot of money for the schools as well, because they were going to lose a lot of gate off of not making the ticket sales from lack of attendance. So
Yeah, raised over 12,000 for Fort Fry. I know, so pretty good. Caldwell in the fall was their winter setup was a little different, but in the fall we did over 5 for them. I think it was so pretty cool.
yeah, huge shout outs to all the local businesses and the communities to support us during that. The streams is big.
Supporting us in the streaming in the schools and also all the people that watched and listened and the encouraging words. It was really nice to hear.
Yeah, had
much good feedback.
A lot of people say like their grandparents got to watch and they wouldn't have got to watch otherwise. And
I hope it continues as an alumni.
yeah,
Of Fort Fry. Like I enjoy watching sports. I can't make it to all the games. Being pretty busy, but it'd be really cool to be able to pull them up and
because
watch them.
Honestly, because that was the thing. We were here. Like Damien's working. He's from Fort Fry. Like, and like the girls or whatever were playing that game. We added up while we were playing like a Magic event.
right.
We're just like,
And like Damien, his mom's side of the family lives in Minnesota, so like they normally wouldn't be able to watch hardly any of the games. Usually they take a trip down and watch at least one during the his football season or whatever. But they got to watch the games from home, which is crazy to be able to watch high school sports from
Minnesota.
states away. Yeah,
What was really cool was some of the games we had. We had people from all over the world watching them. There were people in Europe watching.
There was a map where you could see where it was pinging from.
Right.
And there was like 2 random viewers from Europe, and we're like, does someone have family in Europe that's watching? Like that's crazy.
I think one of them was at a Caldwell game. Cody Davis. He's in the military or whatever now, so he's like stationed.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where, but he's stationed somewhere, and he was just like watching the game. He's like,
Yeah.
"Yo, shout outs from here," and I was like, "That's really sick."
I do know that there were some military people overseas able to watch some of the Fort Fry games too.
Yeah, that's like more or less where our like pings came from, where people have just like would never get a chance to watch it, COVID regardless. Like, they got to watch it, which was cool.
Shout out to Caleb Graham TV.
Caleb Graham Productions, KGP.TV.
Yep, he's got all those local sports. At first we were doing it on our Twitch and YouTube and stuff, but then it became a lot easier. We kind of merged it with him and used his website, and he's got a whole bunch of local sports on there. But he's going to be taking over
For us.
Fort Fry, Caldwell, and Morgan for spring seasons, and then if they continue to do it next year.
Right. We're going to be retiring.
Yeah,
from
we're
that
tapping
realm.
out.
Yeah, we're going to put our manpower back into the shop here.
Yeah, it was fun. And go ahead.
We're tapping out on 2 things technically. I don't know how much you can get into it, but like the esports as well. We're letting.
Well, we're still doing esports here.
Right, but
the
like
running
in terms
the
of
Southeast Ohio Esports League we're gonna pass that on, and let Isaac and Muskingum, let them kind of work
Yeah,
it out and work on it.
which
Um,
really cool because I obviously like those things we didn't want when we like backed off of it. We didn't want them to like collapse
Right.
or like not happen because
Yeah.
we didn't.
There
We're
were
not the
things.
one doing it.
There were
but-
things that like needed to get started here and stuff, and we helped them get going and stuff. But we just kind of needed to refocus on our own shop and what we're trying to do here, and they're still going, so it's like overall it's good.
Right.
But yeah, that leads us back to refocusing, on our shop. Like we're gonna be trying to go forward with a really
aggressive
streaming schedule and aggressive, like posting on YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that regularly.
Yeah, the social medias and just generating content. We actually have some really talented players in several different games.
Yep.
Yeah, Bricker's a heck of a COD player. Taryn is a heck of a COD player, and Sniper. I'm a little bit of a scrub, but that's okay. I like to play with it. They make me. Well, it's really funny because they actually make me kind of bad. Because when I play in their lobbies, I'm straight terrible. But when I play my own lobbies, I'm just kind of average.
Yeah.
When I play with you guys, I get pulled up into these better lobbies. But then you pull the team too. You're still good enough to make up for my, lack of.
We try our best, and that's all I can
I
say.
know.
Anyways,
But anyways, we were saying we have some pretty talented players
Yeah.
in some different games.
TJ made the pro tour on
in
Magic,
and he's
which
also
he's posting
very,
on poker now.
yeah, he's very talented in just about anything he does.
Really?
Gaming-wise that way.
Yeah, he could hit diamond in League of Legends like that, and he never plays it. He's really good at Smash. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I'm just glad I found his first kryptonite, and that's just FPS shooters, man.
FPS is-
He's just like,
I thought that was mine too, but I've gotten a lot better.
but the other thing is like obviously he doesn't really like them as much as he does
Right.
like the other games, so like that's
Right.
a little bit to do with it, but other than
made-
that,
I've made Mythic a couple times in Arena when I've tried. I've made Mythic, but anyway, so we have some talented streamers, some talented players, I should say. We're a little bit newer to stream, so I shouldn't say but I think we
Right.
also put some good content out
Yeah.
there, some fun stuff. And then some Warhammer. We have Big Mike and Bjork does some Warhammer.
They're very talented too. like
Yeah.
painting and
So just look for us on our streaming schedule
Yep.
on Twitch, and just a little bit of a preview. I actually have it here on my phone. And Seth,
Yeah,
don't
Seth.
forget about Seth.
Yeah.
That's going to be. He's also a very, very good player in card game Magic, and he's going to be doing some Pokemon. But Seth's going to be doing Pokemon most mornings.
Yeah.
Most mornings he's going to try to do a Pokemon stream. Thursdays we're going to try to do a paper Magic stream during the day sometime. So right now, like in this time slot, we're going to try to do a paper Magic. Monday nights, and then that's really the only thing we have during that day from the noon to like 5 range is really Thursday. So any other day, somebody may pick up and just do a random stream of anything. But night schedule, Monday nights we don't really have anybody yet. It's kind of going to be just an anything goes kind of night, or somebody picking up an extra stream. Tuesday night's going to be Big Mike with Warhammer. Wednesday night is going to be our Wednesday night Magic tournaments, hopefully streaming those. Thursday night is going to be Magic, the Gathering with me, Kyle. Maybe switch that to some COD sometimes, or some Valheim or
And then
something.
we were gonna try to do a paper Magic stream on Thursday during the day
Right,
too.
during the
'cause,
day.
Like, or it could be podcasting, like
Right.
today. Today's Thursday.
Friday night is going to be Casual Friday. It's going to be anybody streaming any game. We're just going to kind of rotate between us. Could be, Taryn playing COD, or Bricker playing COD, or Magic, or TJ playing poker or something cool like that. Maybe I'm not even sure. Are you allowed to stream poker on Twitch?
He said there was weird things about it. Like,
Yeah.
I
it's not
think
very
you
regulated.
can. It's just like there are like little weird things. I don't know how it varies. It's probably state to state.
Yeah, it's just
Thing.
like if it's illegal in Ohio to do it or something. And
Yeah,
like,
so it's like
Probably can't. Stream.
yeah.
So, but Friday, it could be our Friday Night Magic. It's just going to be, Friday's just going to be an anything goes kind of slot for us. And Saturday is going to be our big paper magic tournament day. Hopefully, when this COVID stuff, kind of comes to an end, we'd like to start getting our shop back into the big tournaments. We want to be doing 1Ks and 5Ks, and I haven't even really talked to the guys, but I kind of want to do. I want to do like our own semi-pro circuit.
That'd be sick.
I want to do our own where we have, rewards and our own, money that we put into it and players put into it, and they can join this, Mid Ohio Valley semi-pro Magic tour that we just make our own, and I just think it would be awesome. And then Sunday is another, during the day is going to be an anything Sunday, and then Sunday night is going to be Bjork streaming. Chris is going to stream on Sunday nights, so going to have hopefully a lot of content going out all the time. I mean, it's trying to get something out every day, and
I'm gonna focus on not streaming, and I'm gonna try to get every stream that we do and like cut up into YouTube videos and upload it there.
And I'm gonna try to talk Taryn into streaming a little bit of his COD snipering because I think it's pretty good.
Snipering.
Sniping.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're doing the snipering.
I gotta get a lot better. I have like good moments, but I'm just way too inconsistent.
So that's kind of the streaming schedule, content creation. Obviously, we want to be doing clips, putting stuff on TikTok from our streams and just different things around the shop.
TikTok's crazy.
Getting this content up to YouTube.
TikTok's like by far the best way to just get like random exposure and get people to see what you're doing.
Yeah. I really enjoy our streaming room.
Yeah, Kyle and Bricker redid it, and
I mean the top part, our soft light up there is our soft light's a little jank.
Wait, you can't see that on the stream, can you? No. So
no. We'll show it at the end. But
we had like an extra big sign from G Fuel that they sent us. Like, shout out G Fuel, by the way. But we all grabbed it. But it was supposed to be double-sided to go outside, but it was one-sided, so they sent us another one, which was very nice. Or like Matesic sent that, right? But they contacted G Fuel, and
they worked through G Fuel to get this stuff done.
Yeah, we have one right there with our hours too. But anyways, so we couldn't use this one, so we suspended it from chains, and it's kind of blocking some of the fluorescent light because it's just like too much of a glare, especially when we try to play Magic in here with the plastic sleeves.
Yeah, and then we also added like I don't know if you can see it. You can see it on like your leg there.
Oh,
but
the blue.
we have like an underlit light under here, so
It's very cool.
I just got blinded by that thing.
Looks much better when you have the
Run
other
over
lights
that,
off.
Yeah, we'll flip the light here so you can see the ambiance there.
Maybe.
You can see it now a little bit more.
Yeah, it's like
Pretty cool. Nice little touch.
Yeah, you can really see it there, but like
That'll be our late night show.
Jeez.
But one thing real
Taryn brings
quick.
in the sexy mic.
One thing
How you
real
doing?
quick. You brought it up. Big Mike will be streaming here. But his will be slightly different than what like cuz he kind of has his own channel where he like streams like his painting. His will actually be like live games most of the time.
Right.
Which is like
Kill team.
from what I've been told, it's kind of like you generally have two different type of streamers. You have like the painting crafting stream for the most part, and then you have like people that just strictly like do games.
Yeah.
But like that's what he's going to be doing for here, and then we'll have a link probably underneath our Twitch channel if you want to go like find him and watch his streams.
Sure.
When he does them and whatnot.
And same thing, Bricker has his own stream, Shadow Mare. So if he streams for himself, obviously we'll be hosting him, and then if he streams for us, then we'll have a link back to him too. So
Right. And then if Taryn ever decides that he's going to do it, or we pick up anybody else, I mean,
maybe one day, but I just really want to focus on the editing and stuff. Like,
so does that extension add out to me? You gonna edit stuff for me, buddy? Not videos, but like TikTok stuff, smiley face.
for your Twitch,
Yeah.
maybe.
on the spot. Jeez.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm putting you on blast right now. I meant to ask you like.
I already
forever ago.
can't keep up with ours.
I think once you get used to it
Yeah.
and like you do it, it's just gonna like.
You
Because
get-
right now
you
you're
get
probably doing a lot of figuring
I
stuff
have to
out.
learn everything right
Yeah.
now. Like Seth showed me how to use the freaking razor blade tool.
Oh,
which
you didn't
I
know.
was using
no.
I was using the brackets or whatever in Premiere to like extract
Yeah.
everything out, which like that's not the best.
No,
way to do it at all, but
that's yeah.
yeah,
The razor blade tool's sick.
I got the job done
All right.
though. Yeah.
So I think next up on the list we were gonna
Let me pull out my
wanna
handy dandy notes
talk
here.
about the Strixhaven, the
Yes.
Magic set.
Strixhaven spoilers.
Well, actually, we can just talk real quick about the
Time spiral.
card game explosion. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Just about everything. I mean, it's the market is absolutely insane right now.
What
We
are-
have
Time spiral boxes out right now.
325.
325. That's crazy. Oh yeah, right here on eBay. 304, 307, 308. This one's
Yeah.
at 350 on eBay.
Yeah,
Buy-
so-
eBay buy it now 350. These are auction.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's
crazy.
crazy.
And so
Whoa.
you've got
So real
Flesh and
quick,
Blood.
yeah, the time spiral. What a lot of people didn't realize, so that's a limited print run.
Right.
So like where people thought they was just gonna get printed, like there was 2 prints.
Yeah.
I think is what it came down to, but people were like, "Oh, they're probably at a third, fourth." They're not. So like, the old border cards that are in those sets and they come out for that's it. And you get like what, one old time shifted, I think is the technical term for it.
Yeah.
Time shifted card foil is probably 1 per box.
Yeah. Maybe 2.
Well,
And sometimes you get maybe
I'll just say one of our boxes we opened on stream had 0.
Yeah. I
So
opened 2
and then
in
you
my
opened
box.
2, so like, yeah, no, those are super sick. And then now we have Strixhaven, and then like you said, Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
You want to talk about something that's wild? That game, like, I didn't even hear about it for like the longest time. Bjork brought it up to me actually, like before COVID, I think, and about how you invested in the startup for it.
Yeah.
And then like the box, like you end up getting one, right, too?
Yeah.
There was like a pre-order for a box. It's like $110, and then you get like these 2 cold foils,
Mhm.
which is kind of like what the new Magic set's kind of doing in a sense, where like they have the special art, whatever. But you can only get them in the first edition box. It's the only place you can
And
find
they're
them,
not reprinting them.
and they don't reprint those boxes.
Yeah.
The lowest one of the last 3 sets is just $800. So like we all got a box for $110,
Oh my
and it's
God.
just like they're already selling it like $294.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And
And it's just
even-
like,
it's crazy. So, Channel Fireball had them listed a while ago at $199. So, I went on there and actually bought 4,
yeah.
$199, and they now have them listed at $249
Stonks.
already.
That's even
So-
last time I looked, it was only $229.
No,
They're
they're
they're like
$249
8
today.
limited stock, and then
Yeah.
so they just keep selling
Double
out, and it's
checking.
like,
Oh my gosh.
Channel Fireball.
yeah.
What's it called?
Channel
Uh,
Fireball. It's right. It'll be right
No.
on their home
Monarch
Okay,
first
I know
edition.
Channel Fireball.
screen. I was just saying it'll be right on their home screen. Should be.
Yeah, it generally is, but it's the Monarch box.
Go back up. It'll be in their scrolling ad right there. Strixhaven.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
could-
Okay. Type in Monarch
Oh, I thought you were talking about Flesh and
or
Blood.
Flesh and Blood.
Well,
It's
Flesh and Blood, the
Monarch.
set's called Monarch.
Monarch Unlimited Booster Box.
First edition though.
Monarch First Edition booster box, not the unlimited.
Because the unlimited is like, so basically the difference between the two is like the unlimited is a normal box,
Yeah,
Right.
sets.
but the collector's edition from
So
Magic,
they're out of stock. Yeah, $249.
Yeah.
and they're out completely already. Yeah.
But it's just crazy. So these, and then not only that, but Pokemon.
And Pokemon,
And
yeah.
Pokemon is absolutely insane. You can't.
Yep.
It's crazy. Like we can't even get. We're ordering our product from our wholesaler, and we're getting a fraction of what we would like to get. And then what you do get is just so. I mean, the sealed product is through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
it sells. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, it sells, but it's
Pokemon is gonna try to stop it a little bit,
because they're gonna start reprinting.
but they're gonna start reprinting. But the issue is still gonna be there, because the problem is the most expensive card in the set is like a 1 in 800 chance of getting it.
Mm.
So like
People are gonna.
your variance per pack is still the same.
People are gonna buy.
Unless I don't
is
know.
if they keep chasing it and they keep buying and buying and buying. It tanks every other card completely. Which in Pokemon, most of those cards aren't.
The best deck in Pokemon's like $100.
Yeah, they don't have a ton of value anyways.
But like, that's why we wanted to get people into Pokemon, because it's just like, in terms of Magic, and like it's a lot easier buy-in.
Yeah.
But like I think the market on resale is a little worse, because like generally when you buy Magic, so for simplicity, if your modern deck's $1,000, you can expect to get 700 back when you sell it. At least from us. Other people are worse. Some people are like whatever. It depends on the staples of the cards.
It depends.
It
depends on the value of your cards.
Yeah, like if you have like, I couldn't.
I'd say it's pretty.
Kron
safe.
probably.
I'd say it's a pretty safe assumption on a 700 card deck or a $700 or $1,000 deck of 60 cards.
Yeah.
Because your cards are going to, the higher the value of the card, $100 card,
percentage
it's easier to pay 70%.
Yeah.
Whereas if a card's $1, it's a heck of a lot harder to pay 70 cents.
Yeah. So that's what I try to tell people when they get into Magic. I was like, really, like if you're wanting to win money or something, you really are trying to make up to like 30 to 40% before like your deck is like sort of free at that point, because like you can just sell your deck, you won't own your deck anymore, but you have to make up the extra 30-40% that you're going to lose by buying the cards if you ever sell them back. And then obviously reprints and stuff happen, but like
I always tell people on that
you can't fault Magic for like printing cards.
In fun. I mean,
yeah.
Some people say like, why do you crack boxes? I don't generally crack boxes to make money. I crack boxes because it's a fun thing for me. It's worth $20 to $40 of fun to crack a box. So if I buy a box for $100 or $110 or whatever, and I even get close to $70 or so out of value of it, I'm doing really good because I had a heck of a fun time doing it, and hooting and hollering and having a good time and making sick rips and whatever.
Yeah, for like to add to that, I think one of the most exciting moments I've had wasn't even like for me. Me and Mike split, not the Zendikar Rising one. We split one of the collector boxes because he just wanted to open one real bad, and I was like, I'll split it with you. And then so we open it, and we're like second to last pack. We split, so like it's his last pack, my last pack. So, but it's second because he was opening his first. And he pulled out a foil Cavern of Souls. And it was just like one of those yo moments, you know what I'm saying? That was like really exciting. That like I didn't even open it, but like it was cool to watch him open it.
Right. Or like when I'm sitting back here and I'm looking at a time spiral pack, I see a glance of the border and it's blue, and I saw a straight line and I go, oh my God, Bricker, I think it's a ponder back there.
Yeah.
And Bricker sits here and goes, no way.
Yeah.
And then I just go ahead and I go through the rest of the cards and I get to it, and it is, and Bricker just gets up and leaves. He just got up and walked away, didn't even say anything.
Well, it was the craziest part about it. It was like it had to be another ponder. Like there were 3 cards around at relatively the same price, but you just had to open another ponder. It's just like whatever, dude. Sure.
But that's fun. I mean, that's fun.
Yeah.
There's I always say there's value associated with a good time. And that's what a hobby is too, is not just about the resale value of the cards. But with Magic, one thing I actually kind of like that they're doing in the set is when they print all these premium cards, some people complain that the regular cards don't have any value. And I say, well, that's fine. If you want to be a collector and you want valued cards, collect the premium cards. If you want to be a player, then play with the cards that are now a lot less.
Makes all the base versions a lot cheaper.
It makes the base versions cheaper and the entry level to play a lot easier.
Yeah.
And it's just cosmetics.
Right.
The upgrades. Yep.
Yeah, that's like a big issue that I personally have a hard time getting people in, because like they ask me what the price of my deck is, and I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable disclosing that. But like, it got me off. You know how expensive Jace the Mind Sculptor is?
Yeah.
Not cheap.
No.
Yeah.
And he used to be. He's cheaper now.
He's really way cheaper now.
Oh
my deck right now is tallied at like $1,400.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I got here. I ended up acquiring Misty Rainforest at some point,
Yeah.
and then just like The rest of my cards, like Ren and Sixes, I got them cheaper though, because there was a point that they thought they were gonna get banned, but like they didn't.
Dive.
But those are like $80 a pop or something.
Wow.
They might be less than that, but I know
So-
they peaked at that. But then now you got the new set,
Yeah.
which
and-
has me upset. Because they reprinted new like time warps after I just bought mine, and I really want them because they're super sick.
So, and Taryn's going to go back and throw some of these cards up
Yeah, I'll throw them up on the screen.
on the screen for everybody as we talk about them. But I think the alternate arts are pretty cool for Strixhaven. I like the extended borders and the designs on them.
Yeah.
And then also the Japanese only release.
Yeah, there's Japanese borderless ones with alternate arts. And
Yeah, they're really cool.
definitely very, like Japanese and art
Anime,
style.
yeah.
Yeah. They're not even anime, actually. A lot of them are just kind of more traditional, like
Yeah.
Japanese art.
Well, the thing
I
that
feel
got me is they have a card in like Spanish, which is a shock. But so I don't know if like.
Well, they print them. They
That's
print
just-
there'll be an English version.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
no. So that's the Japanese one. There's not English versions.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Japanese
But, like,
one- the
Yeah,
Japanese
I
ones,
just
you
like
only
I
get
just saw
Japanese
this one and I
boxes.
was kind of surprised, but like,
It's like War of the
but with
Spark.
these, I didn't know if like that's just like that version. Like
No,
you can
they-
only get it in that.
Sometimes when they release cards, they release them first in a different.
Yeah,
In the different
that's
language.
for like normal cards, but when
Right.
the rule already stipulated for like the Japanese cards are strictly theirs, I didn't know if there was also like another one
Oh,
like written in like Spanish that they're only written in
Spanish
Spanish.
cards with, Spanish art.
Yeah,
like,
or like
that'd be
from wherever, like where.
right. Yeah.
So I was like a little like maybe. I think on these sets I preferred the Japanese arts, and I think the reason why is because like how the bordering is on them.
Yeah, they're borderless.
So
really cool.
like the English versions, they still have like the typical name across the top, and like they're cool, like the scrolls and everything, like it's sick. But the Japanese ones, they've actually like put the name on the left side, and it's like downward.
Yeah, which
And then
I don't know a whole lot about Japanese, but I thought Japanese was right to left, not
I
vertical.
have no I don't know what.
Well, it's like definitely right to left, but I don't know if
Like
if
I
it's
don't know
right or
why
not.
they did it that way. Yeah, I don't. But either way, I think it's just like I don't think any other Magic cards have been printed that way. Like where like the border has been specifically placed differently for like the name of the card.
Yeah, I don't
Besides like
think so.
even the championship promos for like the Lightning Helixes and bolts and stuff, they're still written across the top.
Right.
Where these are strictly like there's no border
Yeah.
across the
And
top.
like the Amonkhet
Or those might have been
masterpieces, right? That's what they're called.
yeah.
Yeah.
Invocations, right?
Invocations.
Yeah, the invocation set with Amonkhet. It was like a really weird font, but it was still written in the normal spelling.
I struggle so hard to read those.
They're difficult, but
I
I kind of liked them, but a lot of people hated them.
I like
It's tough to read.
I just I prefer them doing stuff like that than like just like randomly making it like extended art foil.
But the art on these is so good. Like
Yeah, it
time
really is.
Time Warp one is crazy.
That's
Freaking love
that
that.
that's my favorite.
Yeah.
As far as individual cards go, I want to note more 3-mana planeswalkers.
No, that
Which-
3-mana planeswalker's nuts.
Rowan.
No, it's a flip planeswalker.
Yeah.
So it's a planeswalker on both sides. Where like Tibble has been, I think the only one that's a planeswalker, but it's a creature on the front. But the
Whoa.
static ability on the card,
The 5 from Magic Origins were like that.
yeah.
Jace, Friend of Prodigy.
yeah, but they weren't a planeswalker. He was a creature.
Yeah, this is a planeswalker on both sides.
No, you said Tybalt was the only other one that's a
Oh,
creature.
I was meaning of the new like mechanic that they've
Oh, yeah.
done where
Yeah,
like
yeah, you can just
where it's
cast
like
either
it's
side.
you can cast either side,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like
I see what you're saying.
yeah, and it's
And then your
the
instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. Also, I wanted to note in the last set,
that can't be fatal pushed.
right? In the last set, there's the creature that every time you cast, isn't it every time you cast a red Is it red spell or red instant
Oh,
sorcery?
my
You
girl
gain-
Bergie.
You gain a red mana.
It's
So
anytime you cast
there
an.
is a possibility for like a storm deck.
Actually, I don't
Yeah.
even think it's instant or
They're
sorcery.
expensive because that's a 3-mana creature, and then this is a 3-mana planeswalker. But if you have a solid enough deck and base to build around them,
Yeah.
that could be pretty sick. And then of course, my brain immediately goes to one of my favorite red cards in Steamkin,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, so wait a minute, I can play Steamkin at 2, I can play Bergie at 3, and then I can also play Rowan and Will.
Well,
And
Play it on 4 with mana up and start going.
yeah, and
I think
actually that would so
Bergie.
2, yeah, oh yeah, wow, like I just no, my head just exploded. So
Give me a ritual.
doesn't
you
take much,
cowards.
dude.
give me a ritual, you cowards. Harris says.
Give me Manamorpho. See what happens.
No, give me the blue faceless looting, just legal in my other formats.
Yeah.
So it's
It just don't have flashback, so it's a little bit safer.
as soon as I saw Rowan, I immediately thought of Bergie too, and was like, this is
Bro, you ever played the horn side of Bergie?
no.
That card's a cheat code. All you do is just discard a card, which feels like your dig through times, and then you just like exile the top 2 cards of your deck, and you just play them.
Yeah, of course I'm speaking of historic too when I talk about Steamkin,
Yeah.
or Pioneer.
Yeah, I think this Planeswalkers, like
Really strong.
it's the 3-mana part is also even better because it can't be Blood Chief's Thirst either. So it dodges Fatal Push, where your mana dorks generally don't like Brawl and the other
Right.
blue-red one.
Because creature removal is easier to have. in your
It's
deck.
shockable, obviously. Like it's still shockable, but like Brawl's not.
It's
So most
not.
people,
No.
It's
well,
not, it's votable. But
if you don't like tick it up, if you do something else, like in theory, like if you do something else, it is shockable.
right.
But like
Yeah.
if the which most people activate it first.
Yeah.
But the only reason why I'm saying you might not is because people might be trying to be greedy with the 3 damage.
Oh yeah, draw. Yeah.
So they're trying to like draw a card then activate it. I don't know.
I'll read the abilities just so.
Yeah.
everyone-
Yeah.
So it's
Static.
Rowan Scholar of Sparks, 2 in a red, Planeswalker. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast.
That's static.
+1. Let me click on it because it's kind of small. Okay, that didn't help.
I'll zoom in, dude.
There, +1. Rowan Scholar of Sparks deals 1 damage to each opponent. If you've drawn 3 or more cards this turn, she deals 3 damage to each opponent instead. -4. You get an emblem with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 2. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. And it comes in at 2 loyalty.
That's
But
actually a heck of an emblem.
the other thing
Should
is
have
its
paid
backside's
2
also good too.
Yeah.
And then Will.
Which put like the craziest part is the backside plays with that card because it's down tick 3 is draw 3 cards.
You know what also plays with instant and sorcery deck is Dorat.
Taryn, if you go
Bet.
back, you can just hit the flip symbol and it'll flip the card.
Yeah, here I can
Oh,
flip it.
I'm drawing.
You
Yeah,
got it, Terry. You want me to read it?
just like
Here, I can get it.
yeah.
So Will, Scholar of Frost, is 4 in a blue, so 5 total mana, legendary planeswalker, Will. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, +1 up to 1 target creature, has base power and toughness 0/2 until end of next turn. And until your next turn, sorry. -3, draw 2 cards.
Oh, I thought it was 3. My
Well,
bad.
that'll trigger the 3rd one, because you've already drawn a card for turn.
Yeah.
-7, exile up to 5 target permanents. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. And it comes in with 4 loyalty.
That ultimate ability is a little weird,
Pretty nice.
but it's also really good. So you can like make a board state that's like a really good threat, right? But you can also like get rid of their pesky permanents that like
Yeah,
are stopping
they do
you
get
or something.
4/4s though.
Yeah, it's exile.
It's because it's their controller.
Its controller. Yeah, so if you exile their permanents, but still you can exile as target permanent. But if they have a permanent that's a problem, you can still exile it and give them a creature.
The other thing
Yeah.
is you also can just like exile all their lands, go to the next phase, and then verdict their board.
Yeah.
Like it's just like something you can do.
Target permanent. That is kind of.
Yeah, so it has a lot of weird like
It is only 5 though, so like by the time you be activating this, it'd be like they probably still have 3 lands left or something.
Yeah, like it's not like it's definitely not a I win right now card.
Yeah.
But
anyways, yeah, both sides have the instant and sorcery spells, cost 1 less, and you can have them both out at the same time. And then
Right. That's what's really cool about these double-sided cards is, and I said that last time, is the legendaries. Feel free to jam 4 in a deck because you can just play the other side.
yeah, like where it's like Brawl sometimes when you're playing. Like
yeah.
I'll probably end up playing this over Brawl and like Lotus Field. Like at least try it out, cause like Fatal Push is like really good in Pioneer. Bloodchief's Thirst is running everywhere in Pioneer. Like Brawl just dies to all that.
Yep.
And like Bone Crusher Giant's basically taking place of like Shock, but
Right.
I mean again you take it up, you're fine still.
Right.
But
another note, and I know some people disagree with me a little bit, and I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying a sneaky planeswalker could be Kasmina, Enigma Sage. Her legendaries, each other planeswalker you control has the loyalty abilities of Kasmina, +2 Scry 1. So Scry 1 is okay. It's not really getting anything done for you, except maybe getting rid of a card you don't want to draw or letting you know that a good card's there. +2, however, on a planeswalker is powerful. So in a possible, and like I said, I don't know what kind of Super Friends deck it would be, but if you had a Kasmina down and you were +2ing planeswalkers, you could potentially alt them fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were running a bunch of board wipe type spells and then a bunch of Super Friends and you were able to drop Kasmina on turn 3 and then play much more powerful more powerful planeswalkers and then +2 them instead of +1ing them, it's just an interesting.
yeah, so the cool part, I looked it up to confirm it, but Bergie actually says if you cast any spell,
Yeah, I thought it was
you get a red
spell,
mana.
You get a red mana.
So like
So it's any spell, not just a red
any spell, and its mana that it makes does not
spell.
go away through turn. Only its mana. So if you make mana off something else, it'll go away.
Right.
But the red mana it makes, you can also like, if you do something to destroy the lands, for example, and you're like, all right, because they floated the mana obviously, and you're like, all right, go to your second man, and they lose their mana, but you don't lose your red mana, as in like as a Lotus Field deck or like a combo player, like my approach is probably gonna like resolve now.
Right.
'Cause I got rid of their blue or tapped it down with like a hidden strings or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that card and I was like, that card's sick. Also, it's got a dope alternate art. Its alternate art's really cool.
So 3-mana planeswalkers always interest me just because they come down so quick. And that's
a lot of times on turn 2.
With mana dorks, yeah, and almost every planeswalker that's 3 mana has been pretty good. I mean, you look at him, Teferi, Little Tef. Of course, you're talking about some incredibly powerful abilities on some of these cards.
That
Little
card should have never
Oko,
existed.
Oko is a little bit different.
Dude,
Oko is literally built different.
I have to agree with you. I mean, I think Kasmina's weaker. I think Kasmina can be pretty good in some decks. But you look at Rowan, dude. That's a good card.
Yeah, because
it's not as game warping as Teferi's Static, but that's a good card.
Yeah, because just from, again, I keep talking about Lotus Field, but like, one big thing it lets like us do is we don't have to have 2 Lotus Fields in play anymore. That makes my Pour Over the Pages cost 1 less, so I only need 4 mana. So like, it does have like upside, but like
one thing to note about it though, like as opposed to like Teferi and Oko, is it has so much less starting loyalty.
Yeah, it's about where like that makes way more
where
sense.
A 3-mana planeswalker should be, but
yeah,
3-mana planeswalker shouldn't be plus into 5 or 6. Like that's really really dumb.
Yeah, I always forget what loyalty Teferi's at because I always generally started at 1.
Right.
But like I also bounced your permanent and drew a card, so like.
Yeah.
And they can't cast it.
And then I tick it up. Then I tick it up, and I'm like, oh wait, we're just chilling at 5.
Yeah, that shouldn't. Yeah, it drives me nuts. Cause like that's the whole thing about 3-mana planeswalkers is that's why they're tough, is because they're so tough to remove at that point in the game. Like, you have to have that removal spell in your hand. You
Like,
can't do it
think-
at instant speed anymore with Teferi, but
yeah,
like,
and I think like Narset makes sense because it can't plus up.
right.
Like once it goes down, like
Yeah,
you are
Narset
choosing
was
the
Still,
set. It's like
those are uncommon planeswalkers, but Narset and Ashiok, good for 3-mana planeswalkers.
Oh yeah,
I mean, not as
They
warping as the other
they
ones,
also
but
play. Teferi was rare,
right. Teferi was rare, but Narset and Ashiok were uncommon.
which Narset
And-
hoses some decks. Like,
yeah, I've
What
somebody
do you-
played a Narset and I've just lost before.
What do you guys think about the Command series?
They're questionable at best.
yeah,
I think some of them are okay.
I
mean,
just
not-
don't like how some of them copied already like existing. Like the Is It one is kind of just like Is It Charm.
right.
It's kind of got the same
Without-
effects, but like
Without
you
a
also-
counter
Still-
spell mode.
yeah, without a
Is
counter
it
spell
not,
mode.
though? I mean, reading the one ability, is it not an auto include? And I had to read. I didn't even read the rest of them, but is it? It's probably almost an auto include in a deck with Rowan, right?
I mean, it probably plays fine with them.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, it's a draw two distance too, but there's a draw two.
I mean, like, yeah, if we're talking like standard, but like Rowan also lets me
2 mana.
cast a strategic planning
it's-
for 1 mana.
I mean, if it was 2 mana, it would be 1 mana.
Yeah.
Like, with that card in play, like,
Well, it's blue, red, and a colorless.
right? I know. I'm just.
Oh,
You can't be like, oh no, it's only 2. No, it's
no, it's 3.
3.
Yeah.
I get you, but I'm saying with Rowan.
I know, but
yeah, that's what I was
So,
like. I'm
choose
just
2.
yeah.
Prismari command deals 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2, then discards 2. Target player creates a treasure, destroy target artifact. So, I mean,
Yeah.
strong card. You can deal 2 damage to something, draw 2, discard 2. If you don't have anything else to do, I mean, you can always just make that treasure and then you can turn that treasure into a 4/4.
No,
later.
to be fair, which one's this?
The Prismari.
Yeah. So the treasure tokens have been a little more relevant as of late because of
The dragon.
the dragon that makes it 2 mana.
it's Goldspan, right?
Yeah. So like if you just randomly are like, oh, I plan to play Goldspan like a turn early in your blue red deck,
Mm-hmm.
it, like you just
Yes.
do that, you like make
It's
a mana,
instant speed.
draw
too,
2
so
cards,
that's-
discard 2 cards maybe like on their end step or something. So now on turn 4 you play a Goldspan dragon, hit them, and now you still have 2 mana up. And
Yeah.
you're playing a blue red deck, so like they saw it coming that you threw in the thing and it's now live.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little more interested in Quandrix command, actually.
I like
Quandrix
It's
command is
pretty solid. It's also instant speed, 1 green, blue. Choose to return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand.
that
Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. And target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into the library. And they're all choose 2. If I
the
didn't say that.
return thing is so nuts.
Yeah, at instant speed, so you can,
It well look, and the other thing is like what other cards' problem is they typically say opponents. It's like that you can return your own.
right, yeah, because this can totally, it's a disgusting trick because it can work in almost any situation to bounce something. If they're double blocking, bounce something, put counters on your guy, like you're gonna win that 100% of the time, basically.
Yeah.
Bounce a different creature that's problematic, put counters on your guy, win combat, like. But then it
Yeah.
also just has like graveyard hate built in, and then also just artifact and enchantment hate built in. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
So
super
like
versatile.
you can just start bothering people with that card. So basically there's a new mechanic and it's called it's like teach and lesson or something like that. So basically there's these lesson cards that if a spell that you cast has the word teach on it, you can then choose one of 2 modes basically off of it. You can grab a lesson from outside the game. So
Yeah.
sideboard or whatever, and there's like specific lesson cards. Or if you don't play any, you just get to like loot. Or maybe it's the other one. The other way, discard then draw. But like for example, there's a whatever this is, pop quiz. It's 3 mana, 2 colorless, and a blue. It's instant speed. It's just a draw card, and it just has teach or learn, not teach. Sorry, but it says that you can go grab a card from the sideboard if it has like lesson on it, or if not, it's just then becomes like a draw card, then a loot effect after,
Discard a
Or-
card to draw a card.
or the other way, whatever that way is called. I can't remember.
Learn. You may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. So what's
So far the
right here's
lessons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like a sorcery or something.
Yeah, so far they're all been sorceries. I think the ones that I've seen.
Yeah. So like it's just like you trade a card for a card, but then that card also draws you a card.
right?
So it's a 3 mana, draw a card, grab a lesson from the side, and the one black spell is actually kind of useful. It's a black and X, and it's like you can return target X planeswalker to the battlefield with CMC X or less, and then it's like other ability is put double X minus X times 2
Yeah.
to any planeswalker.
I think it's a cool mechanic. It'll just obviously depend on
The
what
print,
cards
yeah.
get lesson on them and what cards get teach. But I mean, like, learn. I mean, right there, that I could definitely see that thing play if there's good
Lesson
lessons.
Yeah.
Like, because that's 3 mana, could be instant speed draw to basically, where one of them is tutor. Like, but it just depends on the pool of.
Yeah.
Plus, like, they're gonna take up sideboard slots. So
Yeah, so then you kind of
But the
it's kind
ability
of
to
like playing a
grab-
card board,
the
but
ability
like
to grab like a specific answer.
Yeah.
To a threat is really handy.
right, and like if you
If
did
and that's what we said. It's going to be dependent on how good all the lesson cards are.
yeah. And I would assume most lessons are going to be like instant or sorceries, kind of just like based off like I don't know how like a creature spell would be a lesson. But a couple other exciting things in the set is Mage Craft, which is like its own ability on each creature in general, but how to trigger it is generally the same. As if you cast an instant or sorcery, it does something.
Yep.
So
Or copy. It's if you cast an instant or sorcery or
Or
copy a
instant or
spell.
sorcery, which always makes me happy when they add that, because like you should get some credit for copying something, because it's usually not very good. And
Yeah.
for it to not trigger like prowess and any other cast triggers, like, drives me nuts. But
And that like goes on to like we just got the card double cast,
yeah,
which is like a 2 mana copy anything up to 4 mana.
Yeah.
So like that's 3 triggers on some of these creatures, which can be like gain, drain, from what I can tell, put counters on something, or like do something else. And then the other thing,
I was going to hold on. Professor of Symbology this is a learn on a creature.
well, I was meaning a creature having lesson.
yeah. So far they've all been sorceries.
The lessons of all
The
sorceries.
lesson,
The learn,
yeah, the
right,
learn
the
can
learn
be on
is-
like anything.
It's
I
like
think.
this confront the past is a lesson too. Return target creature planeswalker with convert mana cost X. It's X and a black, and then remove twice X loyalty counters from planeswalker.
So
Yeah.
interesting, like a white card like that, Professor of Symbology, that's a colorless and a white. You could keep bringing that bad boy back with like Luris. So an aggressive 2/1 early attack. Every time it comes in, you basically get the draw card out of your sideboard.
Or you like again, you just discard a card, draw a card.
Right.
So like now you can just like discard cards into your like Croxa builds.
They all say or discard a card to draw a card.
Yeah. Final thing.
It's just interesting that learn ability's on a creature, so you can recycle it easier than on an instant or sorcery.
Oh, when I saw it. Oh, one thing I'm really excited for is there's the 5 schools, all enemy colors. So you got white, black, red, white, blue, red, black, green, green, blue. First of all, they've finished the reveal lands, where, for example, if you have the Simic one, you have to show an island or forest, and it comes in on tap.
Mhm.
But I'm excited that each college or whatever, each enemy color was founded by like a dragon. So each color is getting like their own dragon and their own extended art dragon. Only one's been spoiled, and it is the white black one. And it is kind of a group hug card for like
Shadrick's
commander
Silver
players. So you can select all the modes, but they have to be different players, which is kind of cool. So it gives it play in like
Commander. You can
Yeah,
do 2 moves.
yeah, it gets play in commander, but it also gets play in like yours because they're all like good abilities for you. You get to make like another creature or something like that. I don't know what all the modes are exactly, but
Yeah. So you can definitely be like, hey, like, you don't attack me, I'll give you this effect or something. Yeah.
yeah. So like it adds that like the cool part I think about commander is where like you're like the diplomacy where you're like talking to people and you're like trying to be like, hey man, I'll help you out, and I won't give him anything, I'll give it to you.
Yep.
Just which mode do you want? And then they like
I saw Commander meme the other day, and it was I attack somebody with my 1/1, and the whole table turns on him.
Yeah.
yeah, there's actually a couple of cards. They have 5 commanders that they released. That's what these ones are? No. This card up. And one of them actually has a thing like the more players that attack you or something, like it does like it adds like more damage to that person. So like
oh, we didn't talk about ward. So ward is like a mechanic that already existed and they just keyworded it. But it'll say ward, and I've only seen ones that say 2.
yeah,
for
that's
the
all
mana
I've
cost.
seen.
But whenever this creature becomes target of spell or ability and opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 2. So it'll, if they have ward on them, it's like
A little
tax.
extra protection.
They get a tax that you have to pay, or it's
Yeah.
countered.
Because at
So,
first I thought it was like I had to pay 2 to make you pay 2.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's actually how that works, right? Or no?
No, it's just if it gets targeted, then
They
you
have
just
to
have to
pay,
pay an
okay.
additional 2. So it just
Yeah.
gives it a little bit of resistance to removal. But I wonder if that's like the same thing as like Chalice. It's kind of like the scummy thing to do, but if they have a creature with ward, just cast a removal spell at it and keep a straight face. And if they don't do that trigger, like it just happens. You know what I mean? Like you can just try to cast Serum Visions into a Chalice on 1, and if they don't,
Counter
which
it.
it's always been considered kind of a scummy thing to do, but also like in competitive Magic, like
That's just how the rulings for the card is.
yeah,
Like, it kind of sucks that way, but
They say that, I mean, they kind of, that's that borderline topic of what they call angle shooting.
right.
You know?
yeah.
And
like-
I think that's a little bit less than angle shooting, making somebody play, I
Yeah.
mean,
Like you are totally allowed to just
If-
attempt to cast a
well, if somebody puts a chalice on 1, I mean, you have to make the other person play.
Yeah.
You can't, if you just sit there, if you're playing burn, I mean,
Yeah.
cast a bolt, they can counter it.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what else to
Yeah,
say.
like the where like
Yes.
angle shooting is an issue is like with a card like Fatal Push.
right. Like
you can target
targeting-
a 5-mana spell. You can target a 5-mana creature.
Right, it
That is a
it
legal
doesn't
target. It
kill
just
it.
doesn't do anything.
right. So
but
if you
like-
target it and let them put it in the grave, that
That right there,
You're
that
not-
is
yeah.
that's an angle
Well,
shoot.
because it's not supposed to go to the grave.
right.
You
Yeah.
can,
You're allowing
you can
a
resolve
legal-
Serum
Right.
Visions legally through a chalice if they don't counter it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there.
They have to
in
like
my
activate that.
Yeah, that's
Not
that's where
activate,
we're
but-
saying like the challenge, like it's based person on person whether it's scummy or not.
Yeah.
Generally, the people that thinks it is are people that hate Chalice, which is a lot of people, including myself.
I hate chalice. Sorry.
I played the card and I understand. Like I played it against.
I played every card, so I get it.
Like
Yeah.
I played it, and it just feels bad sometimes because you're just like, oh yeah, you got 26 1-drops in your deck. Good luck. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I'm not letting them resolve.
Yeah.
Good. Like, I don't care how fast you cast a spell. But
Yeah. I mean, usually you cast Chalice on 1 against me, I'm straight faced casting Serum Visions next turn. Like I don't care.
yeah,
That's just me though.
yeah, because
But you can cast it.
Yeah.
They can
especially
counter it. I mean,
yeah,
but like I said, the difference between the other one we gave is you can't legally kill the 5-mana creature
Right.
with Fatal Push.
Yeah.
yeah, but it is a valid
It's a valid
target,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't
Seeing
do
if they
anything.
catch it is different than
Yeah.
seeing if they like resolve their trigger.
Well, the thing is you can't. There's nothing to catch because you go, I'll target that with Fatal Push, and you go, okay. And then if they're like, well, put it in your graveyard,
That's
that's cheating. You
Yeah.
know, but sure, go ahead. I mean, I'm going to say if you target my torrential gear.
Yeah, don't be like, oh no, you can't do that. Like, okay.
Yeah,
Which
target
some
by
people
torrential
don't
gear
think
hog.
you can, because like it is a weird thing when it says like, oh, if it's 2 or then it's 4, then it's like it is kind of weird. Because I did it one time to bring out a phoenix, like an arc like phoenix. I had like 3, so I was
They
like
didn't think you
fatal
could-
push your Gearhulk, and then I just kept going because like I know it's not a valid target. Oh, well, it's a valid target, but like I know it didn't kill it,
Right.
so I was just like, I mean, it just resolves, but like your thing stays.
Right.
And I was just like, whatever,
the
because
difference is, and then if they actually started to move it to the graveyard, you would need to say, no, I targeted it. Because it's a legal target, and I just needed to resolve the spell. But the angle shooting comes in where you hope they put it in the graveyard, and you damn well know that it wasn't. That wasn't a legal move on their part.
right.
But yeah, like I said, the chalice thing, it is perfectly legal to cast and resolve a Serum Visions if they don't counter it. So to me, that's non-angle shooting.
So back to this set, and it's not necessarily this set,
4 o'clock, by the way.
Yeah.
but yeah, I might have missed some of what they were saying, but basically the alternate art cards, like all the random alternate art cards, are like coming to historic. Besides, I think they said 7 of them
Are not going to be legal.
are not going to be legal. Also, one card, is that Abundant Harvest? I think that is.
Is going to be.
It's it's Abundant Harvest. It's actually not in this set, nor has ever been printed. It's actually a card from Modern Horizons 2 that they for some reason decided they wanted to make an art for in this set. So they kind of gave you a spoiler for the upcoming set, because Modern Horizons 2 isn't that far out, I don't think.
No, it's not. It's coming soon.
But like, it's kind of weird that they like gave they're putting it in a print
right before it's
printed.
Before it's actually printed.
In the set that it's going to be printed in.
Yeah. And like it comes out like, and although Modern Horizons 2 isn't that far away, like the set's like closer than Modern Horizons 2, so it's a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the most part, without any more spoilers, I mean, things that we gotten are like, well, I'll just say them quickly, but like Weather the Storm, Cultivate, Growth Spiral, Urza's Rage. I can't read that card all the way over there. Days of Judgment, which isn't like too big of a deal. Blue Sun Zareth, and like there's just a bunch more.
Yeah.
But I believe they're all also getting an English version and their own Japanese version, which is like really cool. But
so I know we got to go here. Taryn is needing to head out. I just want to say I'm so excited for. Of course, we've been running paper events here at the shop. Following COVID regulations and the health department's, guidelines and everything. We had them into our shop to give us guidelines and how to do it so we could run them safely. But I'd just be so excited to see Paper Magic come back into, hopefully a Pro Tour format, through Wizards.
Yeah.
Through the SCG Tour. I know that
I really hope they pick it back up.
they're doing a lot of online stuff, but I really hope that all of this stuff picks up in Paper Magic. And like I said, I'll be happy to see us pick up the bigger tournaments, because right now we can't do that. So I see all these cards and the fun that the game is, and I just really want it to come back in that format.
for sure.
There's nothing like the feel of those going to those big tournaments and
Big conventions. Yeah.
They're so fun.
So fun.
Especially
artists
with
there.
friends.
That's kind of why I'm glad I've never been to one.
And you don't know what you're
Cause
missing.
I can't like miss it.
Yeah.
They're a ton of fun. Love going to one of those like every summer, 2 of them every summer or so.
So wrap us up, Taryn.
Well, I think that's all we have to talk about today.
And we're gonna try to do these podcasts hopefully bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that, because I just remembered that part.
If we feel the need to squeeze an extra one in a week, we got some topics we want to cover. You might see us a little more often, but we're gonna aim for bi-weekly with them. And
They also don't have a time frame. Like, I don't think we necessarily have like
a specific
like
date.
they're gonna be an hour long.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be
Just
kind of
give it
however
whatever.
long
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
And
come.
I'll try to find like FM. What was that called? Like a place to upload the audio. version.
Like
People to just
Spotify
listen to
and stuff like that,
Spotify
yeah.
or something like that. I'll try to get that done so we can upload them.
Yeah,
visually,
that's
but
more like
this will be going up on YouTube. Like you're probably watching it on YouTube, and I'll have the graphic aids as well when we're talking about the cards, so that'll be useful. but and you'll get to see our faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, as great as they are.
Fun time, guys. Appreciate it.
Cool. All right.
Taryn Bricker. Thanks.
See you guys.